Hello everyone, it's Miley again. Welcome back to my channel. Tonight is a very special night where I'm going to share how I rebuilt my life again after divorce. I'm 37, about to turn 38. I'm sharing this not from a place of broken pain or sadness, but from a place of being grounded with clarity and with a deep compassion of wanting to help women out there who might be rebuilding their lives again or might be going through some heartbreaks that just need a little push. So there are many ways that we can rebuild our life or get back to be connected, to realign with ourselves again. And I break it down to three most important things. Number one is mental wellness. Number two, physical. Number three, that is self-growth, which is also a part of mental, but I call it more towards like the spiritual, emotional side of wellness. So let's go over how I rebuilt my life after divorce and being 37, almost 38 years old. So for mental wellness, I would say start doing things that focus on yourself, realign with yourself. Try something new that you might feel intimidated or afraid of doing before. For me, it was cooking. I hated cooking back in the days. I just hated it. I'd rather work and make money than putting myself in the kitchen. But you know what? Now I really enjoy cooking because I truly find joy in cooking. The reason why I wanted to start cooking is because I wanted to challenge myself. Just do something that I was always afraid of. Maybe for you guys, it could be like, I don't know, something that you've never done before and you always afraid of when it comes to like, activities or things. Create self-care rituals. Like maybe this is something that you already done before or have not done before. For me, I mean, a self-care ritual has always been my thing, but to rebuild my life, I actually focus more into it, such as I would extend my skincare routines more. I would take longer bath, make my bath night into more kind of like a self-care rituals. I would put different ingredients, different types of powders that helps with the skin, and I would immerse myself more into that and just really enjoy the moment. Reset and realign your mind with night and morning meditation. I can't stress with you how important meditation is for me, or just in general. It's so important because that is your quiet time where you really focus inwards. So when we're doing self-care routine like bath or like skincare and whatnot, yes, that's like some quiet moment, but you're still doing something, right? But meditation is really doing like nothing and just like close your eyes and just looking inwards, like allow your mind to just calm and not thinking of anything. So any thoughts that run through your mind, just be an observer. Don't let that to be something that you focus in so much. And it helps me because it helps me to relax and to sort of like not attaching myself too much into certain thoughts, certain person, certain events, and just allow me to see things more clear. Basically, that is the time where I realign myself, detach on things that I feel like I need to, or not getting so caught up into certain worriness that is unnecessary. So yeah, so I would say try that even if you can't do like 15 minutes or 20 minutes, try to do at least 5 or 10 minutes, and morning and night. Why do I recommend twice a day? There's a system to it. So when I do it in the morning, it's more like I'm setting the intention for the day. I'm setting how my day is going to be. And I noticed that if I start my day with like meditation, chanting, crystal bowls and things like that, my day tends to flow so much smoother because I'm setting the intention within myself. And then for night, it's more like winding down. It's more like manifestation because when we sleep, our brain unconsciously still processing in our subconscious mind. So when you're setting the same intentions, it becomes manifestation even when you sleep. So at night, I also do meditation and manifestation. Like you speak your life to the future, how it would become how you would want it to become. Like you set that in your mind and you sort of like feel it. You really need to feel that joy, that clarity within you. I also started to read more books for self growth, listen to a tons of podcasts, YouTubes on areas that I was lacking. For me, it was self love and how to rebuild and take care of your personal mental wellness as well as relationship. So those are the areas that I felt like I was missing the most, because for my entire life I've been listening to how to make money, how to build wealth, how to do real estate, how to do business. It's always business, business, business. And I didn't realize that after my divorce, it's like, okay, well, now I need to rebuild my life and to go out there and start relationships, or even relationships with my own self. That's an area that I really need to pay attention to, because for the longest time I have neglected myself. I thought that I was taking care of myself, but no, for the longest, for many years, I was neglecting myself. I thought I loved myself, but that wasn't self-love. So that's like relationship with my own self. And so therefore I had to like, work on that, listen to a lot of information, getting the knowledge, and in return it helps with me building relationships with other people in my life. So if you're going through something and you feel like you're missing certain knowledge or information or whatnot in certain area, I would really try to like pack more information into that area of life. And then the last thing about mental wellness that I usually do is I journal a lot. For me, back in the days, I used to write down my thoughts, my feelings a lot on like a journal book. But nowadays we have ChatGPT, AI. So that's what I use. I would journal with ChatGPT and it would talk back to me. So that's been really helpful. It's literally like a therapist. So you can do something like that and really get clarification of what is going on with your life. Because a lot of time when we're going through things that can create stress, because a lot of time we don't know what it is. Like we might be overthinking a situation, or it might already happened and we just don't know how to deal with it correctly. So therefore it creates stress and depression and anxiety and things like that. So I would really recommend, if you don't have a therapist or can't afford a therapist, get ChatGPT. Use the therapist GPT to really help kind of like decode your thoughts. It's really healthy to either talk to it or type it out, whichever, but it will conversation back and forth. And the way it conversations back and forth with you, it really helps you to understand you, like who you are, what direction do you want to take, and things like that. For physical wellness, I would recommend to try something new that you've never tried before. For example, if you've never been a person who was into exercising, now I really think that you should start exercising, like take care of your body. You can pick up new sports, start playing a new sport, maybe pickleball or something like that. For me personally, I picked up two things. I was playing badminton for quite a while, but then after the divorce, I just wanted something new, like a change. So I switched to a new sport, which is pickleball. I still play badminton, but that's only when I'm already healed. I would still go back into it. But pickleball was like a newer sport, and it really, really helped me to just get myself out of that old pattern. Also pick up dance lesson, because I noticed that like with me, I tend to hold a lot of tension and like just kind of like stiff. I wanted to do something that brings out my femininity, and dance class was like a perfect choice for me. So when you're going through things with your life, I would highly recommend you to just pick up new things, new activities, new sports. Now, some of you ladies might have young children, small kids, and it might be hard for you. But trust me, like even if you can get out there and do something new, that's like it's gonna do tremendous help to not only your physical health but also your mental health, because you're changing your mind, body, and soul. Or maybe you can return to doing things that you really enjoyed doing before the craziness happened. Like maybe when you were younger, you really enjoy hiking or skateboarding, I don't know, ice skating, something like that. start doing it again. Get back to your little self, your younger self. Reconnect with it. For me, it was strength training. Like I was trying to do strength training, and now I'm still keeping that because I believe that it really helps me with my body being toned and healthy. So that was something that I would still keep doing. Also, take a walk. Go for a hike, just kind of like get out there, be more in nature, because when you're in nature, it helps to clear your mind and things like that. You can also travel if things allow you to go travel. If you don't have kids and you're going through a breakup or a divorce or a heartbreak, whatever, go travel. Like, go travel is one of like the best therapy, because you're getting out there, experience new things and seeing new culture and whatnot. So traveling is definitely something that really helps if your budget allowed. For me, I also did that. I also started like traveling quite a bit. I have my daughter, so I would just bring my daughter with me. And I'd say that it not only strengthened our relationship, but it also helps me like psychologically, mentally, and emotionally as well. Personal growth for a more vibrant life, get out there. Like, try to meet new people. Before, I wasn't, because I'm always busy with work. I go to work, and then after work, I go home, I work on other things. So my life for about like over 10 years, it has always been work, like work after work. So now I learn to just take things slower and allow myself like opportunities, like open yourself up, open to that kind of energy, allow new positive energy to flow into your life. The only way that you can do that is by allowing yourself to join new gym, join new groups, join new friends group and things like that, meeting new people, just like getting out there. I'm not saying that you have to go clubbing like every weekend, but it's just about meeting new people, making new connections. Like, if you meet up with friends who you haven't reconnected in so long, or you've met someone new and they seem like they're vibing with you well, then like, meet up, have coffee, dinner, or whatever. Have girls night. That's also one of the things that really helps as well. So just really get out there. For me, I started joining new gym. If I go to like a gym where the crowd there I feel like isn't my vibe or whatnot, I would switch gym. Like, I wouldn't cheap out, like, I would switch gym. So basically, think of yourself as you are where your environment is. You become the environment that you put yourself in. So you have to make the right decision from the start by putting yourself in the right environment, in the environment where you want to meet certain people in your life, whether that's networking, business, relationships, or whatnot, right? Friendships. And I also join new business groups for not only for networking, but also to meet new people. Remember, rebuild your life around things that energize you, not drain you, and get rid of people who no longer serve you in your life. I'm not saying that because they're not useful, but whoever that don't add value to your life but headaches, get rid of them. I don't say get rid of them in a mean way, but detach yourself from it. You don't need more headaches. What you need is positivity, things that build you, grow you. And just remember, this chapter is not the end of your life. Yes, now I'm so close to like being 40 years old, but you know what? I'm not going to let that stop me. Yes, there are moments where I'm afraid that what if I don't find anyone? What if I'm alone for the rest of my life? But you know what? I'd rather be alone and be happy with what I create, what I build, than being with someone who is not right for me, who only drags my life down, right? So you have to think of it that way. And one last thing, be really careful when you're dating. One of the things that women tends to get tangled into is dating after divorce. We tend to get lonely. We tend to, like, we're humans, we want that closeness. We want that affections and things like that. But you really have to be careful about dating. You can't just date anyone just to date, just because you don't want to be alone. Get comfortable being alone, all right? Being alone doesn't mean you're lonely. Okay? Being alone is just solitary. You choose to be alone intentionally so that way you can rebuild your life, realign yourself with the vision, with the version of yourself that you want, and always become the project of yourself, always growing, never stay stagnant, right? Only that you will never feel alone. Even if you're alone, you'll never feel that loneliness. So that will save you from dating the wrong people. I think our video is getting really long, but I really look forward to speaking with you the next time. And if you like my video, if you want to join me with self-growth journey, follow my channel, click subscribe button, and follow my Instagram too. Link is above. Bye.